Hello, welcome to Music Brain. It's often said that music's dead, and in some ways it is, and in many ways it isn't. I think let's just clarify. I think what people mean, certainly what I mean when I say music's dead. It's the spirit's gone out of it. So anything you hear on mainstream media now, it's just huge record labels basically putting out crap, making a short buck. Next, there's no artists there that are going to be there, have a long career and get better and better and absolutely sort of fulfil a vision that they have of their artistry. That's no longer. I think that's what it means really, is that there's nothing honest about any of it. But let's not be too despondent, because even though that might be true and it's just worthless now, you can resurrect music from the past. And we are living in such lucky times where you don't have to go back 80 years, a blink of an eye really, and the only way you'd ever hear and see music is to go and hear and see and hear it live, and carry that memory with you. And if you wanted to relive it, you'd have to sing it with your friends. Whereas now we're so lucky because obviously things have been recorded and we can grab a recording and hear it all over again in its full glory at any time, and that's the positive, isn't it? And you can keep delving and rediscovering stuff from the past. And I've bemoaned for a long time, still do, music's dead, what's the point, this is nothing anymore. But then you have to wake up to the fact, I have to wake up to the fact, and this sort of realisation that, well, hang on a minute, it's of its time. Throughout history, there's been moments throughout history of, things moving through time and becoming what it was, and it's very much of its time, and I'm talking about bollocks. I've just come to realising and accepting the fact that really, stop moaning about it, it's of its time. You're not going to have the 60s sound and the 70s sound and the spirit behind it anymore. They're gone. We're now living in a technological era, and I've got to get over it. It's like now it's computer games and VR and social media, and that's it. That's what it is now. I'm obviously harking back to my early childhood, and I was lucky enough just to catch the late 60s and all the 70s music and how brilliant that was. And that's the spirit of the times then, and I've just got to accept it. So let's celebrate the fact that we've got this recorded, and up until about 80 years ago nobody had ever done that. Now we can. So the positive is, yeah, music is dead now. It is a lot of crap. It's meaningless. It's got no spirit behind it, no honesty behind it. But behind me, on these shelves here, we've got pure honesty, the real spirit of the 60s and 70s, where music was produced for the right reasons, and we should be happy for. So let's not keep going on about, or I won't go on about music being dead really, because it's not. It's resurrected. It's there to be heard at all times, and we can relive it and basically shut ourselves off from what we have to listen to all day on the news. Right. So that's the point I wanted to make really, was that actually music's far from dead. It's as alive as you want it to be. The other thing I want to talk about today is how I source music, how I make new discoveries. Because music isn't dead, it's very much alive. There's loads of people that have that spirit within them, and it's just harder for them to get out to us, and harder for us to find it. But this is what I do. I probably spend most of my time on eBay and Amazon, if I was to mention their names, but I have to. It's true. Because I can dig down that rabbit hole. So the good thing about Amazon is obviously, when you're seeking out an album or a band, a piece of music, it sort of recommends what else you might like, and it's surprising how often you can get a good hit there. You just keep going in. Much of the time you can hear an MP3, 30-second clip of MP3 of something and go with it. Sometimes if things are that obscure, then sometimes you don't get that. You might, if you're lucky, get the track the name of the tracks, but then you might have to do a bit more research. Go onto YouTube, see if you can find it on there. Thanks to people like us and like-minded people, people will upload old vinyl recordings and singles and bits of music on there, and you can get to hear the music before you decide to purchase it. So I do that. eBay, as I say, if someone's selling something I like, I think, they've got the same taste as me. Let's see what else there is. Let's try that. And quite often I get a hit on there as well. I take a punt sometimes. You can see sort of like what the style of music is. Sometimes if they show the back cover, it'll show the instruments and who plays what, and it gives you a bit of an idea of what the music might sound like. And even occasionally harking back to the 70s or when I was a kid, and you'd go in a record shop and think, I like that album cover, and buy it on the strength of an album cover. I, even to this day, sometimes will take a punt because I like an album cover, and sometimes it pays off and other times it don't. But you can still sell on anyway, so it doesn't really matter. The other thing that I do is, my other half thinks it's a bit daft for doing it and it's a bit costly, but nevertheless I do, because I always live in hope. I quite often buy magazines that come with free CDs. Of course they're not free, but in the hope that contained on that CD there just might be a nugget, and just might be a gem. And I have found, okay, the hit might be 1 in 5, 1 in 6 editions of a magazine, but to me, okay, I might have spent 7 or 8 quid on a magazine, and yeah, right, it's a bit crappy and there's not much music to choose from on there, but perhaps within the pages there's been a few interesting interviews or something along the way, and there's always reviews of the latest albums anyway. But I've made some discoveries. I discovered Joe Bonamassa that way, a blues guitarist. I discovered one of his tracks many years ago on one of the CDs, so this is one example. Another one probably most people won't have heard of, but this is the point. There was one by someone called, or a band called Jennifer Gentle. A really quirky, weird song, which I've really tried to find today, and look, I'll tell you what, it's bad having a collection like this sometimes, because if you're like me and you're really unorganised, they're not in particular, it's not alphabetical order. I lump them together in like a genre, like there's rock and metal and avant-garde and all the rest of it, but it's not in any particular order, and I can't find it. But I wanted to show you the Jennifer Gentle album. I bought the album because I love the track. I think it's called Take My Hand, I think. If I can find it, I'll try and stick it on the end of this video, but it's just something quirky and catchy. I couldn't get it out of my mind, like an earworm. It went in there, and I liked it. Really sort of a strange sort of singing voice, sort of drawn out, sort of laconic voice, and that's another one I discovered. So yeah, try buying magazines with CDs on the front. Sometimes you'll get a hit. Amazon, eBay, YouTube, they're all the usual things, but I also go in charity shops too, and I've found some great albums, just taking a punt at anywhere between 10p and £1 from charity shops, and I found some great albums that way too. And then last but not least, and one of my favourite things to do is, if the weather's great over here, which it often isn't in the summer in England, but is car boot sales. And of course that's the best of all, because people are virtually giving stuff away. So even though there's no way to listen to something before you get it home, the sort of money that people are asking, anywhere from sort of 10p, again 10p, 50p, £1 for albums, double albums, it's just worth buying a whole stack of them as you go around the car boot sale, and wait till you get home, and again the hit rate is surprisingly high, and it's a great way to boost your collection and give you something else to listen to. So they're my tips for discovering new bands and new music. Oh well, see you on the next one.